Dosha quizzes are fabulous because they help us begin to understand what it is that is being evaluated to prescribe your prakriti, or to give you insight into your true nature, your constitution. Dosha quizzes are not something that comes from Charaka, because of course back in the day there were no manner in which to take a dosha quiz. And still today, traditionally in Ayurveda, the way we understand dosha, prakriti, or your true nature, is through pulse. There are other ways to also examine an individual for dosha prakriti. Observation, certainly. Eight different ways in which we look at understanding people. But the dosha quiz has become very popular because that's how we work in the West. And it's a great idea, but sometimes it gets a little confusing for people. What happens to us is that we lose sight of our true nature often because we become so identified with our imbalanced state. So I, for example, when I first went to Ayurvedic school, I went in completely confident, as I want to be, overconfident about who I was. And I thought for sure I was kapha dominant because I had been having a lot of crying during that time in my life. I had been gaining some weight. I had been craving sweet foods. I noticed all of my attributes through the eyes of having a kapha imbalance. So I was seeing myself through my kaphic imbalance without seeing myself clearly. So my dosha test looked different than it does currently, where I'm having other imbalances, but not a kapha imbalance currently. When you take a dosha test, you're not just looking at your tendencies, but you're really looking at your hardware. Your bones are your bones, your eyes are your eyes. You may have had orthodontia, but your teeth are your teeth. And no matter what you may have done with cosmeceuticals along the way, you still have a similar nature to what you were born with. And that's what's being evaluated on a dosha test. If one lip is larger than the other, right, that irregularity would be vata. If both lips are very luscious, that's going to be kapha. If they're medium in size, that's pitta. So all of the different structures of the body, including the way we move in our body, talks about what our dosha prakriti is. When taking a dosha test, what's very important is to think about who you are in relationship to the world. So not who you are in relationship to your family of origin, or who you are in relationship to the yogi on the mat next to you, but how your physical structure is in relationship. It's a world medicine, so in relationship to your cultural background, let's say. So for example, I'm going to think about how I am in relationship to other people who have French and British descent, because my origins are from that part of the world. And so am I taller than those women, or am I tinier than those women? I'm sort of in the middle. I'm medium in that way. So think about what you came in with, what you were born with, what your nature is. Think about your physical body, and think about who you are within relationship to your cultural background.